Hello, and welcome to Victor Plays. It is absolutely... it's fun. I'm happy. I'm glad to be here. Where's the button? There's the button. Hello! I am your happy host, Victor Frost, and tonight we're going to be playing once again I Love You, Colonel Sanders, the finger-licking good dating simulator. So much fun. As you can see, I'm still suffering the horrible symptoms of my bonitis. The bonitis is strong, and still persistent. Ugh. Terrible. This is good music, though. Just gotta fiddle with something here. There we go. And save. And that ought to do it. With any luck. So before we get started, let us do the thing which we love to do, and that is to thank our wonderful Patreon supporters. Yes, our Patreon supporters, people who kick in a little bit of money each month, one for help in keeping this channel a-chooching. Without you guys' generous support, we would not be able to do what we do as often as we do it. So, with that in mind, thank you to Kate Macross, George Davidson, our first Patreon supporter, Banana Peel Law, the Geek Nights podcast, Zara Gorgion, Ethan Fryer, Jay Bance, King Al, Onomatopoeic Flux and Oxyhilipilification, Colonel Sanders, and Yodel. We appear to have acquired Colonel Sanders as a Patreon supporter. So there we go. Colonel Sanders is one of our Patreon supporters now. That's fun. Wrong one. There we go. Fun. All right then. Well, without any further ado. I did want to show something off here. So I went and saw my friend Jack, who's also my mechanic. And I brought up that I have this car. I have a car, and I'm going to be buying a new head unit off of it. Head unit for it from Wish. The head unit, for those who don't know, is the stereo that goes in there. And he was like, "Oh, does it do like navigation?" I was like, "Yeah, it will. It's gonna be running like full Android and stuff." I was like, I'm like, "Yeah, but it's like," I'm like, "Yeah, it's like $80. It's gonna be some Chinese thing, and hopefully it'll work right." So he says, "When's your birthday?" I'm like, "Oh, it's this Saturday." He says, "It is." I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Hang on." Goes into his office, comes back out with this guy. So if you live in Southern California, do me a favor. If you need your car fixed, go to Jack's Auto Body and Paint in Tahunga. And tell him I sent you. Because really, this is an awesome little head unit. I'm so happy to, yeah, right? It's awesome. The head unit was like, I have like a bunch of mods I want to do to my car, and the head unit was gonna be like the big ticket item. So that's yeah. All right, so and oh yeah, my birthday's on Saturday. Woo! Gonna be going with a bunch of very fine folks over to the Peterson Automotive Museum, I think. And that'll be fun. Anywho. But, yeah. Woo. Anywho, so, I love you, Colonel Sanders. Let us continue with our playthrough here. So we're gonna hit the continue button. Woo! Ooh, biscuits. Love some good biscuits. Oh wait, are we doing through this are we playing through this scene again? I thought we made it through this scene. Alright. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quads. Wait, we can just keep going through this. Oh wait, no, this would be a good recap for those who might have forgotten.
Those mashed potatoes you made in class today.
Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them.
They were amazing. Tasting them and reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with.
Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders?
Yes, Barry G. guy.
There's something I need to tell you.
Aha! Hold it right there!
There's something I need to tell you first.
Oh, jeez.
You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working towards that dream. Day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting a lot of weights. Like so many weights. What the hell is going on here? Getting some side channel communication here.
We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star.
Ugh. Hey, no, you, shut up, I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. My god, am I overexposed or what? Jesus. This is the problem with fluorescent light bulbs, they gotta warm up. So if you calibrate when they are, less than warmed up, you gotta go ahead and, like, fix them later. Ah, it's on automatic. Well, there's your problem right there. There we go. That's a little bit better. No, I don't need low light compensation. Bugger off with that nonsense. Anyway, what we're doing? Oh, right. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that!
I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name?
Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad... Forget him! We're talking about me! Me! I'm the hero!
The spork monster is here to find a hero!
I think I left the fridge door open! Later, nerds!
How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level.
Be afraid, be very afraid of me, because I'm a mustard, see?
Is he rhyming on purpose or is that just a coincidence? Before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence! What will you do? Defend! You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation! You close your eyes tight, but then open one just enough to squint and see the spork monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. Spork monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Fat lot of good that defense did. I guess we're gonna defend like the wind. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Attack? No, too late to attack. Buff up! You think about that feeling you get after having a good meal where you're just so full and happy that nothing can get you down. Like food in your belly. Just the thought warms you up and you grow stronger! Spork Monster is feeling really emboldened by your lack of attacks. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Defend! You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? We're gonna buff up again! You draw energy into your arms, thinking back on all the stirring you did in the kitchen as a child. Your muscles go super swole and you're ready to take on anything. Spork Monster's no quitter, buffed up and ready to rumble. They go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utilitensel. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not gonna survive the battle. What's it gonna be, guys? Are we gonna attack or are we gonna defend? Oh, things you now know now says attack, you're super swole. Rimshot Thudpucker says defend, and so does Fritters. I guess we're defending. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? We're gonna use trepidation. You curl into a ball. I'm not cut out for this! Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded Edge.
Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here.
Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens.
Pot Pie Power Pinch!
Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. You save me! An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy, finish him! Spare this wretched beast. I got frozen chicken pot pie in the freezer. Pretty tasty. Spare this wretched beast. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast, long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast! And don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow.
I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back like you said.
The Spork Monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name, to have signed it out, is Borko.
Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar.
Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you... What attack? Has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed. That's a good catch there. That's a good catch there. You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used white pepper. And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, is it? Huh. It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank! Like him? Like? I know, it sounds like he's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea of how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from a super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have him some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked them, with a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? Make up a fake ingredient. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt? Wow! Jesus Christ, I went from having not enough breathing output to just altogether feels like too much. Jesus, stuff. Anyways, her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some fun typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom, that's cute. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders! He's arriving at school! Run to him. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. I think we should run. Yeah, run to him. There you go. You decide the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely, he'll sweep you up onto the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movement surprises the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. Realistically, if a horse kicked you in the face, you'd probably be dead. Oh, we're close. In the darkness, you see a vision. Ooh, Barry G. Guy, I'm here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It's important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I've been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times. And that name is... But before he can continue, you're suddenly awake. Oh, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoes, or lean in for a kiff? Horseshoes. Yeah, I think it's a little weird just to lean in for a kiss. Anyways. Maybe he shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here. But one thing's for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. Do you know, like, people on TikTok are cosplaying Colonel Sanders? That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. You somewhat concussed. When you enter the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals. Ashley and Van Van are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad? You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Oh, God. Why don't you make like a bee and why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Jesus Christ, look at the psycho bitch eyes on this one. Holy crap. Yeah. You sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. It's time for class and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Jesus, it only gets worse when you can see her smile. Holy Christ. Oh. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You do 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 do. Oh my god. Oh, what the hell was the name of that show? Was it wasn't Camelot, it was Gallivant. It was Gallivant. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing. Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts! Watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never even heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van, sending him flying across the... That's gonna be my new response. That's gonna be my new insult. Your mother was a stand mixer. No, it's not. That sounds ridiculous. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Yeah, you know, I really... Next time the chicken stick comes up, someone remind me to screenshot it, because I really want to, like, see if I can model it and then 3D print them. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Sprinkle stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something. Hey, King Al! Ah, thank you for your contribution. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face. Down, boy! Down! Off topping! That command shouted by... There it is! There it is! I got you! Ah! Is that the... Is that the... No. Ah! Hey, Cortana! Take a screenshot.
I'm sorry. I can't do this for you right now. Check back again after future updates.
That's very useful. Alright, snipping tool. Delay 5 seconds. Mode full screen. Okay, did that do it? Got it. That command shouted by Colonel Sanders has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson. You truly do. Which is why, in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. Oi! That was Thomas Jefferson! No, wait a minute. Was it? Yes. Thomas Jefferson? No, it was John Hancock. That's what it was. It was John Hancock's. Wait, John Hancock's signature was the biggest. Was it the first? Hey, Cortana. Who signed the Declaration of Independence first?
I've got this for you on who signed the Declaration of Independence for.
Oh! John Hancock! Jesus. That's funny. That's a good joke. I like it. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Barry G. Guy? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A glass of water? A shimmering pepper? A dog biscuit? I want to sample the shimmering pepper. That sounds great. The dog biscuit? Really? Why do you guys want Barry to sample the dog biscuit? Alright, I'm gonna roll with you guys on this one. Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles, an example of his own culinary talents, perhaps? You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. Is this the end? You fade into darkness, but something is there. The Spork monster? Borko? What are you doing here? It's not your time, my friend. I'm sorry.
It's not your time, my friend. Your act of kindness has not been forgotten.
You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. Which item do you want to sample? A shimmering pepper? A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh. This guy again? I'm here to give you an important message, ooh. Shining, shimmering, splendid. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I think I still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine. I'll work through to fulfill the prophecy. You must. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. You'll make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim. And your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be... Sorry, wrong one. Poor Mr. Cellophane. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand they stop wasting everyone's time, step up and tell them you're on. Well, you know, when in Rome. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Woo! Stepping up. Oh, really? Huh. Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool, fool.
Good one, Van. Like your gumption, Barry G. Guy. I'll be watching your performance.
I like how he's always got this thing pose going on here. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this No, he won't.
Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a
sportsing court? Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer! Just then, huge lights blast at you in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready." Oh boy!
That's what I'm talking about.
I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be
The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me. In case anyone was wondering, hope it's a message that lifts you to victory.
Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. Why? God, she's got the psycho bitch face on again, and now she's holding a meat cleaver with a chain and a heart attached to it. Christ. You had his chicken and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. Always boil 100 degrees Celsius. That's right, but how would you have gotten into the school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. 11 herbs and spices! That's right, you might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most favor? Gratitude. That's right, you must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you... Wait a minute, she's what? You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness energy. Where does it come from? A small town where big dreams are born. That's right, this is your shot, and you're not gonna miss it. You try and shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Sizzling! That's wrong! Don't make me get the spray bottle. Next question. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Barry G. guy. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now you can think of as Colonel Sanders. How many spoonsful will it take to fill a traditional Victorian bathing? Ah! What the hell was that? Grr. You're standing on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. Riding on a gondola? What does that do with crafting spectacular fried chicken with delicate baked biscuits? You're really struggling to keep up. The next station over, Ashley's already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Ah, yikes! Zip. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in the kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Barry G. Guy does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. Alton Brown would have arguments.
There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way.
When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer to rescue your dough before it's did you shut off the mixer? No! Your hand gets stuck. It's crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. You can't use that hand anymore.
What you'll often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over.
It can't be. I'm so close to finishing my dish.
Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on.
Aw, too bad, and here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default.
No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Barry G. Guy's injury.
You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish.
But I suppose you should at least tell us what it was you prepared.
Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find an array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Barry G. Guy to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Oh God, it's a little croquette atop of a honeycomb. Oh, with like a mint leaf and like a flower there. That's an edible flower. Oh hey, it's a fried cheese croquette. How do you know you watch a lot of Food Network? How do you know you watch a lot of Food Network? Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce.
Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley?
Oh, you. Man, judgy. As he places sauce-covered fingers onto his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Do we internalize our rage? Yeah, let's internalize. Behave. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into My eyeballs burst into flames? The flames cause your eyebrows to catch on fire and turn to ash as they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. Colonel Sanders' face was hilarious, though. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person! You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly.
I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. You should get that checked out.
I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef.
Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before?
That's exactly what I think.
Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician.
Nope. 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 I'm okay. I'm okay. A moment, I need to check the maturity settings on this stream. Enable age restriction? It's not live this is not broadcast television. I can use language I wouldn't be allowed to use on the air. I'm not governed by the rules of the FCC. No, I can't say it. I can't. No, I can't. Not on the air. It hurt. It's killing me. It's killing me. It's killing me. But I can't say it on the air. This is what happens when the rules of broadcast are ground into you for 6 years. You can't say this kind of thing on the air. You can't. No, I clicked it. Nope. Oh. Ooh. 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 All right. For $20, I will say it. I will say it. Yeah, thank you, Fritters. Thank you, Fritters. Your encouragement was useful. Anyways,
I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rival. He survived. For a while, anyhow.
Jesus Christ, Colonel Sanders, you iced a guy. Can someone wiki Colonel Sanders and see if that's true? Jesus Christ. I didn't know.
People see my delicate ribbon tie and well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together. Which is true now, but it hasn't always been.
Sounds like this guy could really use a hug.
I resolved then that I was going to amount to something.
No, oh, come off. Oh, Christ, now I've gotta. Maybe the reason he's so good cooking cock is because he sucked at handling pussy. There.
I resolved then that I was...
There we go.
no amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give.
As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion.
One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of.
I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster! Borko?
It is I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you really don't want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you. And I apologize. I know what it's like, having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right?
Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode.
I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. Wasn't always a spork monster, you see.
I don't believe it. You were human once?
Well, no. I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student. Till one day some mean kids with a magic spell book cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed.
A magic spell book?
Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on those dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there.
It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Barrigi guy, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss.
personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside of Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Look, it's baby Colonel Sanders with glasses and goatee. A lot. You missed a lot. Looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders.
Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef.
Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. Not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? I want to bet it's coleslaw. That's what I want to bet. I bet it's coleslaw. You decide you're ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw! Ooh. The shredded cabbage dish To be fair, the KFC coleslaw is pretty fucking good. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. It is Lux.
Magnificent!
Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl.
Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment.
Yeah, stay. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not?
Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment.
You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item. Oh, now we can click! Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Ooh. Shiny thing in the dark. This must be where he keeps his secret recipe. It's a safe! You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. A chicken. Be prepared Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? No! No, it cannot. Baby Sanders! No, adorable little baby crawls across the floor. From the goatee and the mustache combo he sports, you figure that must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's a drumstick that he seems to be waving around like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded, am I right? The jar of ashes, the candle, the view. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. My Food Network will always be showing. I watch so many cooking shows. Just then, the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I can just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open a window a crack, and the ghost of student is swept out with the breeze. Fuck you. Candle. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of 69? No, it's one of those secret ingredients. It's... Tap on an item to discover more about the kernel. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real! Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when he was alive. Alright, here we go. The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky. Excuse me. The Rhode Island red is the state bird of Rhode Island. Thank you. Yes, the door. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off of its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you. It's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on and he wants you to taste it. You try and act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket.
Aww.
I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you.
Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide now is your moment to make a big move. You tell him you're cold. You fess up and tell the truth. I mean, it is a dating sim, right? Alright, we'll fess up. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you.
I might be developing feelings for you too, but I am concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams.
Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself.
Colonel? Yes, Barry G. Guy?
I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful.
I think you're right. We should take things slow.
You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. Can I say that how much I am a big fan of these, like, suspended fireplaces? Like, I really like those. I think they are so goddamn cool. Like, in an aesthetic sense, not a literal sense because it's a fireplace. Anyways. In some jurisdictions, blank isn't even legal, but if the recipe's a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast and your mouth waters at the sight of it.
Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up.
It's meticulous. Biscuits and fried chicken. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question.
So, would you say that we're the perfect match?
How presumptuous!
My cuisine and your taste buds, that is.
Such confidence, such grace. Could you be the world's greatest gift of cookery? Do we flatter him or do we take him down a peg? You have my glasses? I've been wondering where the hell they went. Alright, let's flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out of the window.
And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail.
Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, but now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him you'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving like it's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Balling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school?
There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
You've got some nerve, Barry G. Guy, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain.
Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well give up.
I'll never give up, ever! Colonel Sanders arrived just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on.
Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Barry G. Guy, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon.
Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard.
Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive.
What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce?
It was clear that you have a passion about how your food is received.
That's a lot of words to say it was bland.
Excuse me, Barry G. Guy. I am more than capable to speak for myself.
Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel.
I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of foods. See you inside, Barry G. Guy.
Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. Oh wait, hey, look, it's 10:12. There's a whole nother day to this business. So, with that said, another day is for another day. So, yeah. In the duration, next week, part 3, the final chapter of I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. With that in mind, it's time for us to thank our Patreon supporters. Yes, our Patreon supporters. People kicking a little bit of money each month. What for helping keeping this channel a-chooching. Thanks to all of our Patreon supporters, including Kate Macross, George Davidson, our first Patreon supporter, Banana Peel Law, the Geek Nights Podcast, Zara Gorgian, Ethan Fryer, Jay Bance, King Al, Onomatopoetic Floxenoxahilipilification, Yodel, and Colonel Sanders. Yes, Chapter 3, the final serving. If you'd like to support this, show, you too can become a Patreon supporter just by clicking the link down in the description or up in the top right corner of the video. Alternatively, if you'd like to make a one-time contribution, or you'd like to the way you roll is just contributing, on the fly. There are multiple ways you can do that, but the easiest way is to do a super chat, like King Al so kindly demonstrated earlier with his $20 contribution and his $5 contribution walking into the stream. Thank you so much, King Al, for your very generous contributions, doing the super chats in addition to being a Patreon supporter. It's very kind of you.
And so, with no further ado, I say to you good night, and you will find me next week on Victor Plays.